You know, the origins of the Uyghur people are really fascinating. There's a whole layered story behind it. Essentially, their roots are steeped in a blend of Turkic and Mongol influences, and that mix
Yeah,
creates a
absolutely.
truly complex ethnogenesis.
Right? And it's interesting how this blend actually goes way back, mixing, Hunnic and Tocharian elements right in the heart of Central Asia. It seems like their history is more of a cultural mosaic than a single narrative.
Exactly. For instance, historic tribes like the Uyghurs, Tokuz Oghuz, Karluks, and even the Basmili played key roles in forming the Uyghur
That's
Khaganate.
wild.
It's like a huge consortium of cultures coming together.
And then, after the Khaganate collapsed, part of the Uyghur population merged with the Karluks, forming the Karluk Khaganate and later the Karakhanid Khaganate. That must have stirred up a lot of cultural shifts, huh?
Definitely. It was a time of intense cultural interaction and mixing. Karluks combined with Saka or Scythian elements, and that really added layers to the eventual identity of the
Right on.
Uyghurs. It wasn't just a simple, single origin story by any means.
And think about the accounts by Chinese historian Wang Yandi. He mentioned encountering Indian Uyghurs, Tibetan Uyghurs, Chinese Uyghurs, and even Iranian Uyghurs. That's a clear indicator of how diverse their cultural makeup was even back then.
Absolutely. And that really shines a light on how flexible cultural boundaries were. It's like they absorbed different identities and still somehow retained a core that we now recognize as Uyghur.
Yeah, exactly. But here's something I've been pondering. If they are such an amalgam of various cultures, why do they still go by the name Uyghurs today? Doesn't that seem a bit, I don't know, oversimplified?
Great point. And the explanation really lies in language and cultural continuity. Despite all the mixing, their language evolved from ancient Uyghur, a Turkic tongue that carried the core identity forward. It's like their language was the glue binding all those diverse
Really makes
elements
sense.
together.
I get that. But isn't it a bit odd that even though their region was once known politically as Moghulistan, a name clearly tied to Mongol authority, the people themselves remained distinctly Uyghur in culture?
That's the intriguing part. See, while the geopolitical labels like Moghulistan reflect periods of Mongol rule, the everyday people were, and still are, a Turkic-speaking Muslim community. Their
Yeah,
self-identity
absolutely.
honed in on language and cultural traits, not on the territorial names imposed on them.
So basically, their language and culture outlasted the fleeting political titles, acting as an enduring foundation for their identity?
Exactly. It's a reminder of how powerful cultural heritage can be. It perseveres through migrations, political upheavals, and even massive shifts
True
in
that.
power dynamics. In the case of the Uyghurs, it's the language and culture that made them what they are, regardless of external labels.
It's really something to reflect on. The way history interweaves language, culture, and politics to shape a people's identity over centuries.
Absolutely. Their story shows that no matter how much the political map changes, the core cultural essence can persist, reminding us that identity is much deeper than just names on a map.
Yeah, exactly.